Welcome to Part 2 of the What, Why, and How of Forest Certification in Ontario. Now that you are better informed about the what and why, we will get into detail on the how. Stay tuned to learn about the fundamentals of CoC, the steps to becoming CoC certified, material handling and flow, risk assessments, claims, record keeping, and the third-party assessment that ends with the issuing of a CoC certificate. Chain of custody, or CoC certification, is made up of 3 sets of processes. The first set of processes governs the purchase of certified materials, which includes evaluating vendors and checking their documentation. The second set of processes guides the handling and tracking of material. Candidates have to build and maintain supplier lists for all products and track whether they are certified, non-certified, or reclaimed. There must be clear processes in place for identifying inputs upon receipt. Companies are fully responsible for ensuring that their products meet CoC requirements. Even if your company outsources tasks like planning, drying, or finishing, you must establish tracking procedures and have the subcontractor sign an outsourcing agreement that states that your products or materials are kept physically separate from other products and materials. 3 control systems are in place to facilitate the effective handling and tracking of products as they move through the manufacturing process. They are the transfer or physical separation system, the credit system, and the percentage system. We will take a closer look at these systems in an upcoming video on material handling and flow. The final set of processes that make up CoC certification is one to provide assurance and documentation to the public. Once certified, you will be authorized to use the certifying body's logo and trademark on your products and invoices, as well as in marketing pieces such as your annual report, brochures, and website. Be aware that logo and trademark use is strictly regulated and is subject to review and approval by the certifier. Preparation is the key to a successful assessment, so take the time to develop and implement your CoC processes in advance. In doing so, you will have the opportunity to test and adjust your processes before investing in a formal assessment. Each of the certification systems offers a chain of custody or CoC certification. The Forest Stewardship Council, or FSC, and the Sustainable Forest Initiative, or SFI, use their own CoC standards. The Canadian Standards Association uses the CoC standard developed by the Program for the Endorsement of Forest Certification, or PEFC. The basic steps of the CoC certification process are: 1. Choose a CoC standard. 2. Contact an accredited certifier. And 3. Submit an application. 4. Implement procedures and prepare documents. 5. Train staff on new procedures. 6. On-site assessment by certifier. 7. Achieve CoC certification. Visit the certification system website to determine which one is the best fit, and consider dual certification, as it can offer greater access to diverse market opportunities. After reviewing the standards to ensure that all systems are in place, it is time to approach an accredited certifier and submit an application for CoC certification. Next, prepare the documentation and procedures, such as guidelines for control systems and for dealing with non-certified forest content, and train new staff on any new procedures. For companies pursuing multi-site FSC certificates, as well as the SFI and PEFC, now is the time to conduct an internal audit. This is not required for single FSC certificates. After the internal audit, the certifier conducts the CoC assessment, which includes employee interviews and, in the case of SFI, the tour of the site. After the assessment, the FSC and PEFC provide a report which may include conditions to certification. All conditions must be met before a certificate is issued. If no major issues are flagged, the CoC certificate is issued. Once certified, A company is audited every year by the accredited certifier. A full reassessment takes place every 5 years in the FSC and SFI systems and every 3 to 5 years with PEFC. The chain of custody, or CoC, traces products from the forest through production to the final product. At the core of every CoC certified operation is a rigorous system for handling and tracking materials. Before we discuss the control systems, let's define the terms certified, controlled, and controversial as they relate to wood. Certified wood comes from certified forests. Controlled wood has been screened and identified as coming from non-certified but legal source. Companies can mix certified and non-certified wood as long as it doesn't come from a controversial or unspecified source. Controversial wood comes from forests that are harvested illegally, have high conservation or cultural value, are being converted to plantations or non-forest use, contain genetically modified trees, or violate local, national, or international laws or the rights of local people or employees. There are 3 control systems for handling and tracking material. The transfer, or physical separation system, is used to identify 100% pure content. Certified inputs received are segregated and carry an identical or lower claim as the input received. The credit system tracks certified content and only lets an equivalent of the content to be sold with a certified claim. For example, if 1,000 board feet of certified inputs and 200 board feet of non-certified or controlled inputs are purchased, the company can mix the two, but only sell the equivalent of 1,000 board feet with a certified claim. With the percentage system, certified and non-certified material can be mixed, as long as the certified material is greater than a prescribed amount. So, if 70% of the input material has been certified, the whole batch will be labeled as 70% certified. In both the credit and percentage systems, all non-certified material is verified through a risk assessment to ensure that it doesn't come from controversial sources. Risk assessment refers to activities conducted to identify the origins of wood or fiber received. Suppliers of non-certified materials must provide a signed declaration that it does not come from a controversial source. If materials are considered high risk, the supplier must identify the forest of origin, describe the supply chain, and allow audits at all points on the supply chain. Some examples of high-risk sources are illegally harvested wood, wood harvested in violation of traditional or civil rights, and wood harvested from a forest in which high conservation values are threatened by management activities. Each CoC certification system has its own risk assessment policies. The Forest Stewardship Council's Controlled Wood Standards define the requirements and circumstances that non-certified wood has to meet to be mixed with FSC certified or recycled wood. The risk assessment is conducted by an accredited certifier and sometimes includes an on-site forest audit. Under the program for the endorsement of forest certification, companies that mix certified and uncertified material must implement a due diligence system to ensure that the products that come from controversial sources are not mixed with PEFC certified material. The 3-level due diligence system consists of a supplier self-declaration, a risk assessment, and, if materials are considered high risk, another risk assessment is conducted by a third party. The Sustainable Forest Initiative requires its constituents to demonstrate that the raw materials in their supply chain come from legal and responsible sources, regardless of whether the forests are certified. To meet the SFI fiber sourcing requirements, primary producers must undergo a third-party audit. Secondary producers must assess the risk of the material that goes into its SFI labeled products to avoid controversial sources. But they do not have to conduct a risk assessment across the entire company or facility. In chain of custody certification, A claim provides information on the origins of the material used to manufacture a product. The material may come from a sustainably managed forest, from recycled sources, or both. CoC claims provide accurate and verifiable information that assures consumers that the processes and materials used to manufacture a product are endorsed by a certification system. This allows consumers to make informed decisions and empowers them to demand products that support responsible forestry. Each of the CoC certification systems has its own set of claims to identify the pedigree of their products. The Forest Stewardship Council has 3 claim options. FSC 100% products are made with pure certified fiber. FSC mixed products are made from certified fiber mixed with controlled fiber, recycled fiber, or both. FSC recycled products are made from 100% recycled fiber. The Program for Endorsement of Forest Certification also offers 3 claim options. PEFC 100% products, which are made with pure certified fiber. PEFC 70% products contain a minimum of 70% certified material from PEFC certified forests and approved material from controlled sources. PEFC recycled products are made from PEFC certified recycled sources. The Sustainable Forest Initiative offers a 100% certified forest content claim for products made with fiber that comes exclusively from a certified forest. SFI also has a variety of percentage-based claims that are determined by volume credit or average percentage calculations. Before deciding what claim to use within the chosen certification system, a company must conduct an operational evaluation that identifies the components of all products it manufactures. For example, a manager at a company that wishes to become CoC certified by FSC makes office furniture from certified and non-certified materials. Based on the operational evaluation, the manager would conclude that the FSC mix claim is the best fit for their product. The chain of custody requires diligent record keeping, which ensures that the manufacturing process meets CoC standards. Record keeping requires minimal but diligent upkeep and should be assigned to one designated person. When purchasing CoC certified materials, always maintain a supplier list for both certified and non-certified materials. Check the district of origin for all materials. A bill of lading must come with all deliveries and must always have the vendor certificate number on it. Supplier certification must be verified, and delivery information is entered in ledgers. Primary manufacturers commonly use a credit table to track material. Monthly deliveries and sales are entered, as you see in this example. The conversion factor from processing is at the top of the table, and the calculated credit shows the balance available for certified sales. Secondary manufacturers often prefer the percentage system for tracking. In this example, a company tracks the components of hardwood plywood by determining the percentage of certified material. For sales and deliveries, ensure that the CoC certificate number is printed on all invoices and bills of lading, and that the bills of lading go out with every load. Monthly sales volume is entered into the sales ledger and credit table. Businesses are fully responsible for all subcontracted activities, so agreements must be in place when outsourcing for processing or handling. The business audits the subcontractor's facility to ensure that the proper procedures and training are in place. A bill of lading travels with the material to and from the subcontractor's facility. During annual audits, a certifier will ask to see the company's records. They will be looking for supplier lists, the district of origin for all material, monthly volume summaries for purchases and sales, credit tables for purchases and sales, bills of lading, both incoming and outgoing, and sales invoices. Once material handling and record-keeping processes are in place, preparing for the assessment is a straightforward job. When you are satisfied that your processes align with the chain of custody standard, the accredited certifier will arrange to have an impartial auditor visit your site to conduct the assessment. Before the assessment, ask the certifier for any checklists or templates that they offer to help get ready. You may be asked to prepare and send your CoC procedures in for review before the assessment. In most cases, the assessment involves a visit to the facility or facilities that will be included within the certificate. For businesses that don't actually handle the materials and products, for example, a broker, a desk assessment is usually conducted instead. The assessment focuses on two areas: quality management and scope of the CoC system. The quality management component deals with staff training, CoC procedures, and record keeping. The scope of the CoC system looks at the number and location of facilities to be covered by the certificate, as well as items like material sourcing, sales and delivery, and the correct use of labels on certified products. The day of the assessment begins with a meeting where you give an overview of your company's CoC processes and the scope of the certificate that you are aiming for. After the meeting, you will tour the facility or facilities for the evaluation of the manufacturing process, as well as employee interviews. In the case of a desk assessment, employee interviews are conducted over the telephone, and records are reviewed remotely. At the end of the assessment, the auditor will hold a debriefing and outline the day's findings. The auditor will report back to the certifier, and if no concerns are raised, you will soon hold a well-deserved CoC certificate. Congratulations! Once your company is CoC certified, be sure to promote the fact that your products have met the standards defined by a recognized certification system. The CoC certified label demonstrates that your company is committed to sustainable forest management practices. Moving forward, the EOMF will continue to seek out opportunities for forest and chain of custody certification in Ontario. As markets change and the forest sector evolves, we want to find strong markets for wood coming from our land base. Certification is a tool that can help us achieve that goal. In order to consider it a success now and in the future, the EOMF is working toward increased awareness of the value of forest and CoC certification, increased export and domestic market access for certified Ontario wood, a stronger value-added sector that has access to certified Ontario wood, forest certification that is affordable to community forests and private landowners, and increased opportunities for forest practitioners to implement certification. If you would like to contribute your valuable time and ideas to the EOMF, please give us a call or send an email. For more information on EOMF, please visit our user-friendly home on the web at eomf.on.ca. Thank you.